Well, the Galaxy Note 10 release date, event, unveiling, whatever you want to call it, has been confirmed by Samsung. It is coming on August 7th, and I'm about to head out on this one, boys. I'm not going to be sticking around this year, and that's not a joke, actually. I'm literally going to be out of town during this event. This is the first time I've talked about it on the tech channel, but me and my wife are going to be traveling for the Philippines for a little over a week, starting at the very end of July and through the first week of August. Don't worry, I'm making videos in advance. You'll still be getting tech videos while I'm gone. If all goes well, hopefully every single day that I'm gone. So some of you may not even know that I'm gone, unless of course you start wondering, gee, Drew, the Note 10 released today and you're not making a recap video on it. Well, that'll be why. But I figured today would be a good day to tell you everything to expect at the Note 10 event and why I'm actually not too bummed out that I'm missing this keynote, because we know pretty much everything there is to know about the Galaxy Note 10. Let's begin. So for one, OnLeaks has already done a very good job giving us an early access picture of the Galaxy Note 10. If you're familiar with Samsung leaks in the past, you know that they are not hard to find. Usually Samsung will start leaking the devices early, intentionally. We have no evidence of that, but it's true that they're not trying very hard to stop them from leaking ever since the Galaxy S8. Usually some random marketing image will hit the internet like a month before the phone is actually unveiled, and you start seeing it everywhere. This has happened with the S9, the S10, previous generation Note phones. It's not unexpected. We even got some hands-on pictures of the Galaxy Note 10. Looks like, of course, it'll be rocking a triple camera, just like the Galaxy S10 Plus, but in an interesting, more different camera placement, much more similar to that of an iPhone with the vertical stoplight configuration, which is funny because this is the year the camera bump is not going to be the stoplight configuration. Apple's going all weird with it and stuff, but yes, the Galaxy Note series is basically playing catch up like it normally does with the rest of the Galaxy lineup. It will be gaining a camera hole. This time it's centered in the middle. There's a lot of reasons to put the camera hole in the middle, but I would just like to know Samsung's direction with it. Like why exactly did the Galaxy S10 series get circle on the smaller model and then oval on the bigger model, even though it's not a dual camera? We all thought it would be a dual camera. It isn't. And then if you get the 5G version of the Galaxy S10, then you have an even wider oval than the other ones, because that actually does have a dual camera. But then with the Note 10, they were like, you know what? Actually, we're gonna put the camera hole in the center this time. I'm not sure if it was because we complained. There was a lot of people saying it would make more sense in the center, but a lot of people actually were okay with it being more off to the side and off to the corner. Think of all the unlimited amount of wallpapers we got out of that design choice. A lot of people had fun with the camera hole being off to the corner. I'm personally fine with it being in the center. I think that actually looks more natural, and I'm okay with the camera hole being centered, but I just hope maybe on stage, which I won't be watching live, but hopefully Samsung gives us an explanation. Maybe it has something to do with the S Pen needing a certain amount of room on the inside of the phone, so they had to move a lot of the camera stuff over to make room for the S Pen. I don't know, but yeah, design is essentially confirmed. We also have contradicting reports, some of which are saying that the Note 10 is actually going to be removing a lot of features that people have come to expect with Samsung Galaxy phones. Things like the headphone jack, which will not be making a comeback potentially. There are some contradicting reports on that, so don't take it 100%. And even the expandable memory SD card slot, which has been rumored to remove, but of course that is not concrete entirely. I am annoyed that there was someone with hands-on pictures of the Galaxy Note 10, like they took a picture of the front, a super blurry picture of the back, but they couldn't answer everyone's question and just show the bottom. Like, we have several reports going back and forth on they're ditching the headphone jack or they're not ditching the headphone jack, and yet this guy who got a picture of one didn't think to look at the bottom of the phone and just answer that question for us. There's another rumor going around that Samsung actually wants to create two different sizes of the Galaxy Note 10 this year. Yes, if the Galaxy lineup was not confusing enough already and distorted enough to have Galaxy S10e, Galaxy S10, Galaxy S10 Plus, Galaxy S10 5G. Now, we're also going to be having Galaxy Note 10 and Galaxy Note 10 Plus, one measuring in at 6.7 inches and the other measuring in at 6.2 inches. So, you know, really not that different in size, but I guess if you want a slightly more compact version, probably with a little bit of a compromise in battery life, or maybe they make it cheaper somehow. Perhaps the smaller version of the Note 10 is more affordable, like the S10e was. Hopefully that could mean some flat bezels on the edges, so things are a bit more clean and we don't have that edge distortion that a lot of people have been complaining about, but there's been no leaks of that, so I'm spitballing here. The other big question I have leading up to the Galaxy Note 10 event is, will Samsung follow up with a lot of products they've promised are going to come out and still haven't yet to this day? I bet all of you are assuming, oh, Drew's talking about the Galaxy Fold. When is the Galaxy Fold gonna come out? Even though they said they were gonna be able to start shipping them way back in April, here we are in July, still no ship date yet. No, but I'm actually referring to the Galaxy Home. Does anyone remember that? Yeah, Samsung tried to make a Bixby speaker, and you know when they unveiled it? At the Galaxy Note 9 event, and they said it was coming soon, you know, it was coming eventually. And to be fair, Apple did take a long time to release the HomePod after they initially unveiled it, but for the record, it didn't take this long. It did not take a year for the HomePod to come out after the unveiling. Also, when the HomePod was unveiled, it was also listed with a price point. Galaxy Home, they haven't given us a price point. We haven't seen really any demonstrations of it. It just looks like a weird barbecue, and that's all we know about it so far. Still, we're coming up on 11 months after they have unveiled it. We don't have a price point, we don't have a ship date, and before you all freak out and say, well, Drew, Apple never released AirPower, at least that was something no one had achieved yet. You know, I get why they had to cancel it. They were trying to make something that no one else had built, an inductive charger pad that you could place AirPods, Apple Watch, iPhone in any orientation and it would charge and not get hot and stuff like that. Like, I'm glad they canceled it instead of just shipping a faulty product, because that's what Samsung would have done. And sadly, you can't even say that's a one-time instance. They have shipped faulty products multiple times. So hopefully they're learning their lesson and probably testing the Galaxy Home internally so that they can make sure it doesn't have some kind of catastrophic failure when it gets launched. But guys, it's a smart speaker. I feel like lots of companies, even Apple was late to this game, but they've still been in it for a while now. HomePod's been available for over a year, and I would consider that late to the game compared to the Galaxy Home and Amazon Alexa. Those smart speakers have been around for so long. Siri was late to that, and Bixby speaker is still not out yet. What's so hard? What's so difficult? Are you just trying to tune it exactly right and it's taking you all this time? I don't know what the holdup is with that. But yes, to follow up on what I mentioned earlier, yes, I do also hope they have some more information on the Galaxy Fold, given I still have a reservation for one. I still have a pre-order put in place that I had to opt in for because Samsung has been canceling everyone's orders automatically unless you take further action. Whether or not they'll talk about the Fold at this event, we're not sure, but the CEO did make statements on it that he rushed the release. It admitted that it was all embarrassing that the Fold was failing in press units' hands, which I agree with him, and good for him for admitting fault. Samsung's getting really good at that. On top of that, if the Galaxy line was not already confusing enough for you, there's also reports that Samsung could be releasing 5G versions of every Galaxy Note 10 phone released, whether there's 2 or 1, so that could mean we potentially will get 4 new Galaxy Note phones come August 7th. And you know, this is why I'm not terribly mad that I'm gonna miss this event. Normally, I would live stream my reaction on Twitch, but I'm gonna be in the Philippines enjoying time with my in-laws, and to hear Samsung talk about how they're releasing 4 different versions of the Note series now, yeah, I think I'll happily pass on that one. But if you're looking forward to the Galaxy Note 10 event, let me know what you think of it by following me over on Twitter or joining our Discord. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.